welcome to our channel IBIS Kolkata. Once again, endeavor to make learning more beautiful and more professional. We have a guest from the industry who is in the highest position in the food production department, being holding the position of executive chef. I proudly welcome to our channel executive chef Avishek Chand. Thank you, sir, for being and sparing some time and making students to learn more about this profession and about this industry. Welcome to our channel.
Thank you.
To start with, I will start you about your journey. Okay. A little bit of your introduction.
So my name is Avisek Chand and I belong from Kolkata, and I am with the industry from last 18 years. So my journey started from IHM Ganti. So I've done my degree course from there, the 3 years of degree course from IHM Ganti. And after passing out from IHM, I joined a restaurant chain called Ruby Tuesday. So from there, that time getting a job in industry was a little tough because there was too many competition that time. So I got opportunity in Ruby Tuesday, so starting with a restaurant. So I started with that, where I take up that opportunity and I grabbed that and started from restaurant. So after working for 8 months, I got a call from Westin Starwood, which was the first Westin coming up in India. So I got opportunity with this to work with Starwood, so I grabbed that and I started my journey with Starwood as a comic third, and I worked for 6 years with them in Starwoods, from comic third till DCDP. So huge time I spent there, and I learned a lot from. That time it was Starwood, now it has been merged and it's Marion. So that time it was Starwood. So I have learned from there, and after that got an international exposure from Kuwait. So it was a fine and Italian restaurant. So I thought, yes, why not to go specialize when I was in, basically my specialization is from continental Mediterranean. So when I was getting opportunity to work in a fine and Italian restaurant, so I thought this is a good opportunity and working abroad, so it was a good change, so I grabbed that and I start working in Al Kharafi Global, which was a restaurant named as Fixed by Todd English. So that time it was a very big name in the industry. Todd English was a business star chef, and he has got so many restaurants in UK, and so he was coming up in South Middle East for the first time, and this was the restaurant he collaborated with. So I grabbed that opportunity and I worked there for almost a year, and I learned a lot because working abroad gives you a different exposure. Many ingredients which you don't find in India, you get to see there outside of working abroad along with that. And after working there for a year, I came back to India and again joined Starwoods and worked in Chandigarh, a loft. So working there for quite some time, and around 1.5 years. After that, I went to Taj, New Delhi, Taj Mahal. So worked there for 8 months, and after that I went to Goa. So Goa, I joined Royal Orchid Hotels. It was my previous F&B manager who has become general manager, so he called me up with a challenge saying that there is a shack coming up in Goa in Royal Orchid which you have to take care, and you will be given a budget and you have to fulfill that budget. If you are ready to take that challenge, you can come down. So I took up that challenge. Well, okay, I'll do that. So the target given to me was per day I have to sell around 80,000. So I took up that challenge. Well, okay, fine, let's see. So I have curated the menu, I have designed the full shack, and it was 80,000 given to me target. I have started selling 1,20,000 per day. So GM initially got very much happy, even the management got happy. So they promoted me from sous chef to ex sous chef. So after execution, there was one more outlet, which was one more hotel, basically not outlet, coming up in Goa. So they have given me that opportunity to open a hotel. That you be a head of the department and open that hotel. Although it was a 3-star hotel, somebody okay fine. This is good, challenging job for me and something new which I can learn, and I can learn more things from as a pre-opening team member. Although I had experience, but I went okay, yeah, fine, it's good. So I took up that challenge, a different role and different position, of course, to managing a team of a 15 person along with KST. So I started that hotel, and we established that hotel in 2018. On Jan, we opened that hotel, and quite a year it went really well. We have done a highest sale, everything which we have done. And after that, looking that, Royal Orchid promoted me again as an chef, and they have sent me to Nasik.
Okay.
Nasik. So it was another property which was coming up. So they sent me there as a ex-chef to open that property. So I've worked there for a good 9 months and opened the property. And because of some management issue, I left that, and Sula was nearby. Sula, everybody knows Sula is a great name in the wine industry. So I thought, when it is closed nearby, why don't explore? Because few people knows that Sula also has got resorts. Apart from wine business, Sula has got resorts also. So I went to Sula and I worked there for 1.5 months. It was great working there. I came to know wine pairing along with the foods, and which wine is actually we have learned, but when you see something in front of you, that gives you a different exposure. So we have seen how wines are made, what all goes in that. So accordingly, I start making pairing of foods along with the wines, and I start innovating. It was great time working Sula. After that, Sula, I went again to Mumbai, and then got opportunity came from Mumbai in Royal Orchid. So I went to Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, in Royal Orchid again. My MD actually, he was very much in favor of me, so he didn't want me to lose. So he again called me in that property. So it was established property, but the team was revamped, and we, as a new team, we went there. And that hotel has a capability of quite a good numbers, so which they were not achieving. So that's why we have been called. So we, as a team, went there, and we have surplus the expectation of the GM, which was he has given. And working there almost for 2 years. After that, I moved to Gujarat. Same with Royal Orchid. So Gujarat was again, it was an industrial area, so nothing good, but just vegetarian. That time I was actually learning so many of vegetarian items. Even the Gujarati has got a good many, apart from dokla and khandvi and all. Gujarat has got a good amount of items which I have learned from their vegetarian basis. So from there, working in Gujarat. After that, Gujarat, I joined back I got an opportunity from Kolkata, so I grabbed it because I was looking for Kolkata for quite a long time. Being my hometown, I was not getting opportunity because in Kolkata it was quite tough and it's very competitive to get in the market. So finally I got a chance, so I grabbed that opportunity to working with Accor. So I grabbed that opportunity. From there till now I'm working in Accor as a head chef right now.
Okay, that's a very interesting journey you shared.
Yeah.
But that journey also gave me 2 sub questions.
Yeah.
Actually, how the experience like being working with a regular senior and a Michelin star chef? What is the difference you found?
Of course, Michelin star is something which you don't get, and every chef doesn't get that Michelin star. For a Michelin star, you have to work very hard. You have to be in point to point in everything, every dish, being starting from presentation, plating, and till the time it's going to the customer. All the icons and everything has to be measured properly and needs to be served properly. Then only a Michelin star is being given.
But sir, generally every chef is holding a good position.
Yes,
is
of
meticulous in that process. Anything 1 or 2 points with a Michelin star chef is apart from the regular who is in the industry, which make them up?
Michelin star is something that it has been given on the basis of the guest, how it has been consistently performing, and then the same consistency plus the same quantity, you can say the same specification. If you are serving a food, it has to be perfectly balanced in the way of terms of food plus presentation, plus it has to be something different from regular items. So Michelin star is given on that basis only. If you're in India, you will find Michelin star chefs are there, but taking a Michelin star, it's going above from 1 step to 2 steps ahead. You have to be very much particular with everything, from starting from the choosing of ingredient, from the main dish, from the plating and the accompaniments. So you have to plan everything, because the plate, when it goes to a guest, it should be like they are after washing and eating. First of all, guest is eating from his eyes. After that, they will take the bite in mouth. So first, when it is going to the guest, the guest should say, yeah, fine, nice. And you have to maintain that consistency and the quality. Then only you get a Michelin star. That's a difference, basically.
And second is that chef, everybody starts general preferences, starting his career from 5-star.
Right.
After his completion of bachelor. But you start with a restaurant chains. How experience was different from that of, and why? Why you choose a restaurant chain to start with?
Restaurant change I started because restaurant nowadays is nothing that you will say that no restaurant, because restaurant nowadays is paying higher than hotels.
Okay.
There must be some reason, because they are very much, one thing which you can learn from restaurant is the basic portioning, which they focus more. The portioning is there, that if you are making a dish, you should be taking 1 ladle of sauce, 100 grams of pasta, 10 grams of cheese. On that specification, they are very much focused, because they don't want to lose any revenue on the spillage or in the wastage. So restaurant is also good for a learner or a beginner who is going, because you can learn that skills on that ground level basis, which is required after passing out. So you can learn in a restaurant. But yes, restaurants are too many nowadays. So you have to be specific to a restaurant which has got a good reputation. So that time it was a good reputation of TGF Friday and Ruby Tuesday, which were serving a good Tex-Mex cuisine, and it was a franchise which was coming up. So I have to start my basic. I have to make my basic strong. So that's why I went there, to make my basic strong, so that I can go a step ahead to a star category hotel, and I can establish myself, or I can show my skills to them.
Okay.
So that's why I chose another restaurant.
My next question is choosing this profession.
Yes.
Was a choice? Was a accident?
It was a choice from the beginning only when I went to IBIS. So my first words from my father was that you're going, you have to become a chef. So the first wording it came up. But eventually I also wanted to be a chef, because my mother is a very good cook.
Okay.
So my inspiration first started from my mother. So she, whatever she used to make, I used to see from very curiosity that what she's making, what she's, although I haven't tried that time. She allowed me to come inside the kitchen, but I used to see and observe what she's doing. So when I eventually got an opportunity in HM, so I thought, now I have got a chance. Why not to the curiosity which is inside me, why not to turn it as a profession? So that's why I was focused from starting only that I would be going to kitchen industry. So I have chosen, even in the training time, I have worked hard with my seniors. I have worked longer for longer duration to learn, because that time it was very tough to learn something from the
Very
chefs.
less people used to
Yes,
join.
very less chefs used to tell you the recipes, and you used to tell the secret of every whatever ingredients or whatever the masalas they are making. It was very tough. So you have to earn it to learn it from them.
Okay.
So we used to go extra miles to learn that, and from there I learned and everything, and I got opportunity when after passing out. So I thought, no, I'll go to whatever happens, because few of my colleagues were there who has opted kitchen line but not getting opportunity in kitchen, so they have left the kitchen industry and went to service. But I stick to my passion, and I said, no, whatever I'll get, I'll just go to kitchen only.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why.
So you have an interesting journey, Chef, of nearly 18 years.
18 years, yes.
So in this journey, starting as a comic 3, now in the position of executive chef, what are the, I will not say failure, what are the learning you got which you think still carries the same significance when you gone through that?
Okay. There were quite few learnings which I have taken and which I have gone and undergone during my journey. First, I was little confused with which specialization should I go. So in Marriott, there was a culture of multitasking. Not Marriott, that was Starwood that time. So multitasking was a culture. So wherever I was going, whichever department I was working, so I was liking everything. So, but I was confused even after my 5 years of completion of that tenure with Westin, that which will be my specialization, because I worked in every section. So that time one of my executive chef who has recently joined, so he told me, no, if you want to go a particular section or you want to do a specialization, you should be focusing more. Whatever you are learning here, it's a skill which you are learning. But even after the skill, there is practical which you have to also know. That the theory and the science behind that food which is getting made. So if you are not going to grab the specialization topic right now, it will be very much late for you. So he helped me eventually to decide where should I go. So that was a learning, and I would say that if you want to go to a particular section, you have to decide that first. Because I have almost, not I will say that I have wasted that time, but yes, figuring out in which specialization I would go, that time has been sorted out before only. Then it was a multitasking that I could have learned, but I could have focused that time during that tenure. So that is something which a person who is coming up new, that they should be focusing. That okay, if you are deciding to go in somewhere, you should be focusing on that. So that is one thing, and you will get so many of seniors. Somebody, you will come up that somebody is want to make you learn. Somebody is there to just take the work out of you and just leave it like that only. So you have to be very much cautious that which senior is good for you and whose learning you should grab. So that is something which I got distracted many times. Few of my seniors said, no, you should go to cruise lines. There is a good salary. Salaries matters everything. Eventually. And there was few seniors who has taught me, no, you should learn and you should make your base first. Then excellency is what you will get, and that will be on the demand. So these are few distractions, and that you have to be cautious while you are coming to the kitchen, I would rather say.
If you are started your career in a pre-COVID conditions.
Yes.
Now post-COVID, lot of protocols has changed, right? Even for kitchen also, I think. So would you like to highlight what are the changes you are adapted, which was not initially there before?
So after COVID, one thing which has came up which I'll say is a very good thing which has came up, hygiene and sanitization. Hygiene was there, but sanitization was not playing so important role, which after COVID everybody's learned and started implementing that. And the sanitization part and right chemicals and personal hygiene, these all things was there in the industry, but nobody was following it strict. Like it depends on brand to brand, which all brands are following, which all brands are not following. But after COVID, I think most of the organization have grabbed this thing very strictly, and still they are following. So sanitization part, I would say, sanitization and hygiene, it has been implemented, brother. And plus one more thing, I would say that yes, after COVID, one more thing is there that people are putting more focus on their job nowadays, because they know if something like COVID will happen, the first thing which the organization will be looking after, who is performing, who is not performing. On the performance basis only they will keep, and who is non-performer, they will be thrown out. So that's why people have started focusing more on their job, and whatever time they have been given and whatever task they are given, they are focusing on that and they are properly completing that. So these are the few changes I think they have seen in this.
So at the same time, we'll touch upon one more current topic, which is gender equality.
Yes.
Gender equality is seen in other departments and is coming in other industry also. What about food production? Is the gender equality standard raised in the food production presently now? More participation of women, you're saying, or it is the same? Because previously it was more of a dominance of male.
Right. No, I would say yes. Gender equality has been there, because I have been coming up with so many organizations. I have seen females working in kitchen. I have also too many colleagues who are still in my turn, and they are working in good places also. And I preferably feel that yes, women's and males is nothing that domination is there. It's about the skill and how you work, how you perform.
Right.
Even it can be happen, our girl is much more stronger than boys who is working in that particular section. So I have come up with few of my colleagues who, like in bakery. So there was a colleague of mine who was working with me in bakery in West End. She has got a very beautiful hand in decorating cakes, which most of the senior holding chefs were not having. So that is particularly her skill. So skill comes first.
Right.
It's nothing that equality is there. Of course, we are giving opportunity to each and everyone who is capable enough. But the skill will take you far or will take you down. Is something like that. So I believe in that, and I give proper equality to each and everyone, whosoever is, you can say, willing and having that zeal inside that to work, that I can work and I can prove myself. So they can, of course, they can come and they can show their skill and work in the industry.
So it's more of if someone whose skill will be male or female, doesn't matter.
Yes, of course.
So then when we put the important section, this building this skill, especially for the newcomers who is joining the BHM course. What will be your suggestion at the earliest stage, how to develop this thing, that is the gap which happens between campus to the actual field? How should they develop this skill during their classes?
Okay. So first of all, I will suggest them, if they want to go to kitchen, so they have to decide first only.
Okay.
After passing out, if they will decide that no, I'll go wherever I will get opportunity, that is a distraction which you are getting. If you want to come to food production, then you have to focus on food production from the starting only. You have to build up your practical first, because during the first time there will be more of practical, because as a fresher they would be asking you questions first, rather than putting you straight up in the kitchen. So you have to be more of practically strong. If somebody will ask, if somebody is asking you, you should be confident enough to give him the right answers. So for that you have to focus on practical knowledge first, and of course, yes, your first job starts from your home only. If you want to go to kitchen, then the first platform is your kitchen at home. So start making something. Because yes, you have to give a trial. In many hotels, it's compulsion nowadays. So if you are being told that you have to give a trial, that time if you are confused, so you are straight thrown out of that place. So better not to get confused, and you start making something at your home. And yes, keep your practical knowledge perfect, and keep innovating something. And if you want to go to a kitchen line, first you have to be more of innovative, that which is something regular item which you are not serving to a person who is taking your trials. You have to be innovative, and you have to create something which in a plate that will be, after watching the interview, after watching that, he will say, no, this boy or this girl has got talent. So because there are very less criteria which has been given to a fresher, in which innovation is the first, second is your practical knowledge, and third is your confidence.
Okay.
So these three points, I would say, if somebody is coming to food production, they have to carry all these three skills with them.
Now I think due to the change in the pattern of syllabus, which you were used to get a internship in 3 years, now the students are more viable to internship, because they get their job training or your apprenticeship training during the course only. So how you suggest, when they are in the longer duration of the period of training, how should they conduct themselves, because they getting early exposure in their choice of field?
So internship is something where you will get to decide which field or which area you want to go. So if somebody wants to go in production, whenever they will get a chance to come in production, I think whatever a month or 2 months which they would be getting in that during the internship time, they can utilize that as their platform for upcoming job. So whatever learnings they can take from there, that is going to help them during their after graduation time. So they should be utilizing that, whatever knowledge they are gathering, whatever the chefs, the instruction, whatever the process the kitchen or the chefs are following, they can grab that. The style of cooking, the methods, the plating art, the specifications of each and every items, they can learn from there. And they can utilize during their first trial or the first job what they are going to apply. So this is the base time when they are doing an internship. They should grab this thing as an opportunity for them.
But Chef, there's in general practicality when a student going through internship, since it's a shorter duration of time, it doesn't go into a huge intensive training of kitchen. Only they are into pinning, cutting. How should they look into that? Because they say in this, मैंने तो खाली मुझे cut करवाया, मुझे मेरे से peel करवाया. How should that learning impacts in the future?
The thing is that yes, of course, this will be there, and it depends on organization to organization. That peeling and chopping, that could be there. That side jobs which chefs don't want to do, so they will put it up in the training. But nowadays machineries has came, so to make all the works very easy. Now the days has gone when you have to peel potatoes with your bare hand, you have to chop onion with your hand. So nowadays machinery has came, so you can use that machineries to fulfill the whatever the task which has been, and you should take out your time, and you have to keep a zeal inside you. You have to show the chef that I'm eager to learn. If you will show the interest to the chef, then only he's going to make you learn. if you want to just go like, okay, yeah, I'll just pass my 9 hours of time and I'll go back home. So he's not going to show interest on you.
Right.
You have to show your zeal to be much important.
Okay.
If you have patience and you want to learn, yes, of course you will get to learn. And it's nothing like that. The trainees are treated in the same way. That was the older days when people used to treat the trainees that way. But nowadays it's been a different scenario. People are making the trainees learn so that they can learn also. It's good for them also. If somebody will ask from where you have done a training, so they can say, yeah, I've done a training from this hotel. That is actually brand value for them also. So if a trainee is coming out from their hotel, so people are more focusing nowadays to make the trainees learn so that they can also fit in the industry, because ultimately they are going to come back to the industry. Who knows that he can be a next employee of yours.
Right. So, Chef, how do you choose, if you want to choose a person from trainee to be in the position of Commie 3 or Commie 2, being from a fresher, what is your criteria of choosing a boy, seeing to the fitment of your team?
The same thing which I have told you, I am following the same. That's why I have got 3 trainees who are working me as a commies right now.
Okay.
So I have seen the zeal inside them and the eagerness of learning.
Okay.
So that's why they, after completing their training, after completing their course, they are working with me right now.
Okay.
So if you won't show your interest, nobody is going to show interest in you.
Right.
Yeah, simple as that. So this is the fund I just follow. Even I have to look after the whole kitchen and in the other areas. But my eyes are in everybody.
Who is in the learning?
Yes, who is learning and who is just trying to just spare his time and just want to go home. So this things matters for them also and for us also to just develop how to get a good skilled person on board for kitchen.
Okay. The last question I will go into is that since you are working in a business class boutique, right, and very next door is a 5-star, what are the restrictions or what are the limitations you find you're working with in reference to the property just in front of you, any other 5-star property? What are the working norms or protocols here and how it is different from a 5-star? Advantage, disadvantage, both.
It is there. Of course, you have got a limited areas. So it's basically a challenge. 5-star must be having a huge area where you can display everything. We have got a little area crunch. But ultimately it depends on you, how you are going to fill that area, how beautifully you are going to present your food to the guests. And the most important thing is how good food or the tasty food you are going to give to the guests. Because yes, people nowadays also know that if you will spread so many items, ultimately you are going to taste a few items from there only. So being very restricted or very area crunch, we have restricted buffet. But whatever items which we place in buffet, every single item, I make sure that people will eat that, taste that, and will give a feedback to us. So that's why we have started a concept that our chefs will go to the guests and they will speak about the food. Because the food which they are making, they should be knowing what is fault or what is good in that. So guest is the best person to tell him the same thing. So that's why I made that culture that my staff will go to a guest, they will speak, sir, how's the food? So guests will eventually feel happy that somebody who's making that and he's came to ask me. They can generally give open feedback. Many times guests also appreciate which they feel good, which gives them motivation. So these are the things which we can do rather than
As the saying goes, limitation being innovations.
Right, of course, yes. So it all depends on the chefs how even.
And I think the learning process is more elaborate when you're working in a close setup.
Yes, challenge is there, but yes, you will also get to learn so many things. which if you will go a step ahead, rather from 3-star hotel you will go to 5-star. These skills would be giving you a boost up, or it will give you confidence. Yes, I have worked in a 3-star hotel or a 4-star hotel, and the performance which I have given there. So the same thing, if I'll continue the 5-star, so of course the people is going to love, because what people looks forward from a chef, good food, good presentation, and good eye-appealing things.
Right.
If you are giving it here in a small organization and people are appreciating you, then of course in 5-star they are going to appreciate more.
Right. This was we come to the end of podcast. Thanking your beautiful moments with us, and I think this podcast will give an eye-opener to the young learners who will show this, because there are few things what GM ma'am in the morning has shared, and the few things which is quite common, that learning and eagerness to learn is one of the identifier between a professional with a growth mindset and just going to do this job.
Right. So the learning is something which will be coming from inside of you. It's nothing somebody can teach you.
Right.
If you have something to learn, and of course you can go more far in this industry. This industry is a wide industry.
Right.
So just that it's not a limited that it will stay in India. You have got a whole world for hospitality.
And you have a prime example of it. Thank you so much, Chef.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on channel. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.